When it comes to playing with guns or showing off with guns,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of the stupidest things that you can possibly
Have
do.
you ever been involved in a shooting?
Yes, I have. And in fact, I was mentioning earlier, yeah, it's involved in 2. And I was a sergeant on 9.
You were a sergeant on 9 shootings?
On 9 different shootings, yeah. So I'm intimately...
and a shooting means somebody shot somebody, or it means somebody shot an officer, or it means an officer shot someone?
It can mean any of those, but
Okay.
but the ones I was involved in, the one that I was specifically would reference is this interesting story. Was a cop buddy of mine. This mom was taking her kids out and having one of the kids like make a commotion, and then the rest of the kids would steal stuff and run out. So my buddy had a warrant for...
At a grocery store?
Like more like those Target type places.
Got it.
My buddy had a warrant for one of the people in the family, and he asked me to go with them to serve it. And it was an arrest warrant. So we get to the apartment community, and he thinks he sees one of the guys involved in this thing. And the guy, I remember, he had on these red cargo shorts, a white T-shirt, white wife beater, and he goes, that's the guy. So there's a thing that we do is called contact cover, where one officer does all the talking and the other one covers to make sure that the person's not doing anything. And
okay. So the guy up front can feel comfortable knowing that the guy behind him, his sole purpose is just to see if this dude tries to make a single move.
Yep, it's called contact cover. And so I was the cover officer. And as I'm looking at the guy, I see in his cargo pocket the outline of a gun. And so our code for gun is 413. So I made I give 413 to him, and so my guy sees it and he's like, oh, shoot. So the guy was being so there was yes people, no people, maybe people. And the guy was being a maybe person, like maybe I'll comply. And that maybe people, we want to get them in custody. So I made the choice that I knew I could tell it was a gun. So I made the choice that I went and I grabbed it. And this guy yanked away from me and he got away. And so the foot pursuit starts. And he reaches into his cargo pocket, and I'm running after him, gun drawn. And this was around 4:30, 5 o'clock in Vegas, so it's still very light outside. Mm-hmm. And I'm running after him, and he keeps turning around and looking at me, and I keep saying, if you pull that gun out of your pocket, I'm screaming, if you pull that gun, if you pull that, and then he pulled the gun, and I lit him up. I remember after I shot that, he does a somersault, and everyone in this place is screaming.
At the Target? At the apartment complex? At
the apartment complex. Everyone's screaming. And this place was kind of anti-police. They're like, oh, he shot that guy. And the guy's mom came out.
No.
She was one of the first people to come out. He lived. It turned out that it was a replica gun.
It wasn't even a real gun?
Replica. It was a replica that looked like a firearm.
It was not even a real weapon?
It was not a fireable weapon. It was a replica.
What? That is even dumber than anything.
Well, it
but
makes
actually
sense.
It's a blessing then.
It makes sense. It makes sense because
it makes sense. Why?
Because a lot of those guys, they'll rob people with them.
Oh, I see.
Or if someone, and he's a gang member, and so a lot of times they'll flash those, or if they have the inability to get something, that's better than nothing. But it was just incredibly, and it became a race thing, which was really weird because I'm not white. But the media portrays things a certain way, and it flips.
Was it a black perpetrator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He is. He's still alive.
Wow. And do you choose at that point? Are you trying to maim someone? Or are you trying to just slow them down?
No. It was shoot to incapacitate. You're taught to shoot center mass.